Welcome Guardians, DestinyOverwatch here with the latest Bungie Mailsack, which includes some more hints to a possible Destiny beta. Now I'm not going to be covering every question since some of them aren't really related to Destiny and aren't really worth mentioning, which is why I don't cover the Mailsack every week. However, this week the Mailsack held some very interesting things that I think you need to see. So the first thing that caught my eye was what Deej opened with. Every week we confront important choices. These are quandaries far more crucial than deciding which coffee robot will dispense our morning dose of courage. Although the adventure almost always begins here. Once recharged, we settle into our respective battle stations and seize the day. We outrun deadlines, we smash technical obstacles. With every cycle of the sun, each of us decides what contribution we can make to move us closer to our goal. Time is not infinite. That forces us to make choices about how we spend our energy. This week, those choices moved us 5 days closer to opening our new frontier. Builds stabilised and strengthened. Playtests transformed mere mortals into gods. Devil Walkers discovered new ways to express their inner pain. Character models become softer and harder, in all the right ways. Cities rose from the dunes. Water flowed through the lush jungles. Compressed air was introduced to a water and cornstarch concoction to create an unnatural sound. The Cabal secured a new, nastier place to call home. Weapons were given healthier upgrades, and as always, a brave army of testers watched our every move. What if we could investigate further into every one of those details, and truly know the minds of the people wrestling with those beasts? That'll be fun, wouldn't it? We should really think about something like a serialised informal briefing that dives deeper into those dangerous waters in which we swim. Not sure what we'd call that though, it'll have to wait for later anyway, next week perhaps. Today we open the sack. So by the sounds of it, Bungie have something planned to show us very soon. Let's take a look at some of the questions in this week's Mailsack and see what else Deej has to offer. First off, Halo asked, will there be different pre-order bonuses for Destiny? Deej replied, there most certainly will be. We'll tell you all about them before you even have the chance to ask again. What I think Deej means by this is, we'll be getting some sort of announcement sometime within the next week, before next week's Mailsack. I'm hoping that this announcement will include some sort of special edition of Destiny. However, recent discoveries suggest that this announcement could very well be about a beta for Destiny. If you've not seen my last video, I highly suggest you go watch it after this video, because it's about a little screw up with the Destiny website, which leaked a link to a Destiny beta. The text on that page read, pre-order Destiny at select retailers and receive admission to the Destiny beta. Play it first, become legend. So if you want to hear more details about that, I'll have a link to that video at the end of this video and in the description. This next question comes from Apex, and he asked, I couldn't help but overhear that once you run out of primary ammunition, the only way to get more is to respawn. Seems like ammo is a very important component in competitive matches. How does ammunition alter gameplay, and how can I make sure my guns are being fed a steady supply of bullets? Deej replied with, it sounds like you're referencing the podcast we released this week, in which we talked about ammunition as the carrot you'll chaser on the battlefield. If that's the case, you heard us only partially right. I offered up the fact that getting killed was my favourite means of replenishing my primary ammo. It's certainly not the only way. What you did hear right is that ammo is important. As you said, it's very important. We'll let you bring any weapon in your arsenal to the battlefield that will rage in competitive multiplayer. To be able to shoot it, you'll need to load it, and that will require you to control some key locations. Now if you've played Halo before, you'll know that weapons you pick up from the map will come loaded with ammo already, and to keep you moving around the map, there will be power weapons that would spawn in different locations to lure you towards them. In Destiny, that's not the case. When you enter multiplayer, you use your own guns that you found on your adventures. There are no loadouts or power weapons around the map, instead there's ammo. In the Bungie podcast it was said that there will be ammo crates around the map which will be crucial and you'll need to take control of them. You can always get ammo when you respawn, but if you don't want to die you'll need to keep moving for that ammo, which you'll probably find yourself needing quite often from the sounds of it. And that's how Bungie plan to keep players moving around the map. Next question is from Jack, and he asked, will the Bungie weekly update ever return? 'Twas the ultimate way to end a long week. And Deej answered, it's my pleasure to bend to popular demand for the second time in 1 week. First we revive the Bungie podcast, next we'll unseal the hushed casket and put the Bungie weekly update back into service. The Mailsack has had a good run. We've brought you along on a march that has taken us through a valley of darkness. The more we indulge in these Q&As, the more we seem to talk about Destiny. With a brighter light shining on this creation, we felt it was time to be more official about giving you updates. If you're a fan of the Mailsack, have no fear. Bungie isn't about to stop listening to you. We never have. If you've been here for the duration of this personal campaign, we thank you for keeping us company while we've been at work. If you've joined us in progress, we'll only pick up more speed from here on out. So yes, the Bungie weekly updates are going to be returning, along with the Bungie podcast which was released earlier this week. Although it sounds like this might be the last Bungie Mailsack. The title of this week's Mailsack was even The Last Mailsack. At the end, Deej wrote, "That's it for this week. Next you may want to turn your gaze to the stars. We've been busy. Stay tuned." So you'll want to keep an eye out on Bungie next week as they have something important to show us, and I'm shaking in excitement to find out what it is. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video or found it useful. If you did, please leave a like, that would be fantastic. Please check out some of my other videos if you haven't already, and leave some feedback in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.